Okay, we're going to begin this next story, and this time it's called What International Twinning is All About. This is it's a rum life story from Northcote in about 1988. A great deal was happening to us in about 1988. I say about because it's a long time ago, and we were still living on our wits. Money was short. I was working for Morton's at the Skegness News and later Spilsby News. Ruth was about to begin her time at Nottingham Poly for her district nurse degree, although in those days it was a diploma, and the Nottingham Poly is now a university. The twinning began with a call from friends in Spilsby who had visitors in their shop from the small French town of La Sarthe. This is covered comprehensively in the story MG Goes Twinning to France. You can read about that in Book 4, or you can listen to it on our Buzzsprout site. So to go a stage further to one of the actual official twinning visits, where a goodly number of folk from the Spilsby area took the plunge and went to spend some time with their twinning counterparts at Frenay, which are located a little north of the famous French city of Le Mans. Just to explain a little further at this stage, in and around 1987, the Department of Sarthe in northern France and the county of Lincolnshire in eastern England created a joint agreement to twin with each other. Gradually, over the next few years, many small towns in both countries found themselves sharing life's experiences with each other. Looking at this now as I write the story in 2022, not only have we had COVID changing our very lives, but the English, they've had Brexit and are now beginning to realise what that really means to the folk in the streets. Big changes that are becoming more and more apparent as time goes by, and the UK having to get used to being an independent foreign country once again. From our point of view, I'm ever pleased we decided to live here in France in 2003. Back to our story, and there was an official launch of the twinning between Spilsby, Lincolnshire, UK, of Fresnay-sur-Sarthe in France. Fresnay is a very attractive historical town located in very attractive countryside and packed with history. It even has its own medieval castle. It has, or rather had, some considerable industry at the time of the twinning commencement. This has declined somewhat now. Spilsby has developed its own industrial estate where there are some international manufacturing concerns. Local control. I do not think the English still fully understand the system of government in France, where the mayor is all-powerful and has a huge budget to provide the basic services for his community. Just to touch on basics, he or she and their local councillors are all elected and run things like the local schools, property development including shops and local medical services, roads and their maintenance, together with parks and gardens, plus numerous other services. The mayor and his councillors are accountable to the people in their community. Everything they do and all the money they spend is reported carefully month by month in their local bulletin, which is distributed to every household every 6 months. Also in the bulletin is news from local community groups and projects, social clubs and associations and their future events. The official launch of the twinning with Boston and Fresnay was a big event. Spilsby took a local community brass band, and there were representatives from local football teams, young farmers' clubs and other associations. The actual event took a whole weekend, Saturday and Sunday. Visitors from Lincolnshire were accommodated in local homes, and several families still maintain happy relationships even today. Now to the main theme of our story, what twinning really means. I was still working for Morton's publishers at this time, the year we had created the Spilsby News. the local newspaper for Spilsby and the villages surrounding that area. At some stage in the proceedings in France, among other many subjects, we were discussing the fact that Spilsby had a special school for the mentally handicapped, Earsby School. I explained the kind of things that were taught at the school, which were not just academic subjects, but also practical things like household jobs and the kitchen and home. A little while later, we were contacted by Serge, one of the councillors in Frenay, who also worked at their local Moulinex factory in the town. Now, Moulinex was the largest employer in Frenay and was probably the largest and oldest established manufacturer of household products in the whole of France. They asked if they could provide the special school at Spilsby with a complete selection of their whole range of household products. I contacted the headmaster, who was delighted, and the goods duly arrived on the next bus, arriving in Spilsby with visitors from Fresnay-sur-Sarthe. We had another official do, this time in Spilsby, with the handing over of these mixers and toasters and electric irons and all sorts of other gadgets. It even got in the local newspaper. There we are, that's the end of that little story. I hope you find it interesting. You can follow all Cracker Books publications on our website. There's no shop anymore. There are over 200 of these audio stories. There's about 100 videos, and to date there are 10 complete books. They're all available to download free of charge to any device you choose. You can find all the links on our website, which is www.itsarumlife.com. Spelling is itsarumlife.com. itsarumlife.com. Hours of entertainment there. Do have a good look, and in the meantime, thank you for listening to our story.